Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new week. That means it's time for more news, and I have some news about our good friends at NVIDIA. Who are they old yellering this time? Or which graphics card, rather, are they old yellering this time? Also, goodness gracious, can Intel win? Are they ever gonna win?
Stop! He's already dead.
The losing keeps happening. We're gonna talk more about that. Also, Dell. Have you guys heard about Dell?
Hello.
We know Dell, right?
Optiplex.
Yeah, we love a good Optiplex. Blackwell servers are shipping. That's a fancy word for AI money. Also, Half-Life 2's 20-year anniversary and Halo 2 20-year anniversary. That means Pep's getting old. We've got gaming news. Also, how could DLC qualify as a Game of the Year nomination? We're gonna talk about that coming up. Let's get into it. It's time for some more news. Let's go, boys and girls. Does anyone remember Blackwell? You know, the world-changing AI GPU that NVIDIA announced earlier this year and then just kind of ghosted everybody on? Well, it turns out that Dell just shipped their first NVIDIA Blackwell AI server. And I genuinely think this is how Skynet starts, but hey, let's learn more from this article on Tom's Hardware. The company started shipments of servers based on NVIDIA's Blackwell GPUs for AI and HPC and Grace CPUs. These machines use liquid-cooled PowerEdge racks and are aimed at enterprises. Thrilling stuff from Dell. We talk about NVIDIA almost every video, and we have said before on this show that NVIDIA views you gamers as like a little appetizer. The actual pot roast, the meat, this shit right here, it's all AI stuff. This is where the money is. Good job, Dell. Want to be you when I grow up. Well, if it wasn't enough that NVIDIA old yellered the 4080 and 4090, it looks like the 4070 is next up on the chopping block. Over the last few months, we've been dripped information about what's going on behind the scenes at NVIDIA. First, we learned that they were ending production on the 4090 to make way for the incoming 50 series, and then shortly after, it was the 48, which was disappointing, but we've been hearing all year that NVIDIA wants to drop both the 5080 and the 5090 at the same time. But now comes the part that stings a little for everybody looking to buy a PC this winter. It looks like NVIDIA is slowly starting to end production on the RTX 4070 family. This article on videocards.net will say a little bit more. Come with me on this journey, will you? According to rumors from board channels, NVIDIA is ending production of several RTX 40 series models in an all-in effort. Had one hell of a time getting our hands on them, but we do have them. Unfortunately, it has an influence on the card's pricing on the market, leaving the official MSRP a very distant dream. It's a scalper's paradise out there with the 4090 and the PS5 Pro optical drive. The 4070 Ti Super is said to be in small supply currently and is expected to be discontinued, as in shipping of new cards will cease. Perhaps a good reason to look for discounts, question mark? Don't be so hopeful, videocards.com writer. Discounts? Are you kidding me? What galaxy are we living in here? So production leads into shipments, leads into retail. There's this whole chain of custody that stock goes through. People see production and they're like, oh, I must go now, which, I mean, yeah, to metapcs.com, don't freak out. Like, it'll be a couple months, and it seems like it's for a clear-cut transition into 50 series, and hopefully that means they have something really cool to showcase with the 50 series cards if they are so adamant about getting rid of remaining 40 series stock and running it that tight. Feel like this is gonna be a big upgrade, I hope. Don't you dare clip this and play it back in 2 months when I'm wrong. Whatever the pricing shakes out, your jaw's gonna drop, and then you're gonna get your wallet out. NVIDIA has no reason to play the price game. They just don't. It sucks. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Guess what? I've been holding all the graphics cards hostage here at Meta PCs. Even though NVIDIA has stopped production on certain cards, we've bought them up in droves. We have truckloads delivered here for our custom build systems, our ready to ship systems. And all month long, yep, here in November is Black November. That means you're saving money on new builds. By the way, if you live here in Arizona, come visit me. Come and hang out, and if you're not here, you can order your PC for delivery wherever you live in the United States, Canada, or Mexico? No, sorry, just Canada and the United States. Go to our website, configure a PC, or get a custom build, because we have been hoarding these graphics cards. We're not hoarding them, are we?
No.
No, we're being judicious and fair. Everybody loves a tiny PC, don't you, Tanner? You like a tiny PC?
Yeah,
Yeah, people are obsessed with small little mini PCs, and we found one that may be the answer to all of your problems in life if you're looking for a tiny PC build. Let's check it out on PC Gamer. Come with me on this little journey. Come, come, come. This teeny unit might look like an adorable little AMD graphics card, but it's actually a fully formed PC with surprising performance. I'll be the judge of that. Guys, you could name it anything. You could name it after a dinosaur. You could name it after a Star Wars character and get the shit suit out of you. You could name it so many different things, but they landed on the x86 SBC. I mean, it legitimately from the top view looks like a graphics card, kind of cool. There's no thrills on this thing. There's no enclosure, it looks like. It's free balling. Okay, Ryzen 7 7840HS, 780M iGPU, a mobile GPU, I would imagine. Up to 32 gigs of RAM, Windows 11. Yeah, it's a baby. It's just a little baby boy. 60 frames per second on, what is this? Starfield. Oh, Doom Eternal, 1080p medium, 67 frames per second. Oh, Fallout 4, boy. Listen, this will get the job done. It's not gonna be pretty. With a mini PC, it's in the name. It's in the name x86 SBC. You just wanna fit kind of the best components you can get into a small space, which is never gonna be pretty. No, it's fine. Yeah, if that's your thing, if you're into miniature gaming, you're gonna love this. This year has been a rough year for Intel, whether that be all of the issues with the 13th and 14th gen CPUs or the launch of the Core Ultra processors. And we like to make jokes about AMD being better and the massive comeback that they've made, but man, this article on PC Gamer really illustrates how many people are using AMD processors now. Check it out. The top 10 best-selling CPUs on Amazon are all AMD chips. Anyone surprised? Ooh, it is red, red, red. In the CPU market, people know that traditional wisdom, kind of when we were younger, was that AMD was an underdog, right? That's been kind of the story for a long time. AMD's the underdog, Intel's the big boss at the top of the hill, but over the past few years, things have changed. 5700X coming in first, $130, my goodness gracious, and the 9800X 3D, which just came out, coming in second there. Third, more AMD, my goodness, 3, 4, 5600X, 5900X, and then you've got the 7600X, 7000X 3D, all the way down, number 10, rounding off the list with the 7600. My goodness, Intel's not showing up here until number 13 at the 14900K. Intel has lost the plot. Have we heard anything about the ARC Battle Mage? They're like, oh yeah, I remember we were gonna do GPUs. So why is Intel in the pickle that they're in, right? Like what contributes to that? It always starts with leadership, and you can tell because when the processor stuff was going on, I refuse to accept that Intel didn't know that there was a microcode issue on their own end, because they pushed so much of that back onto motherboard manufacturers saying, listen, it's not an issue with the processors. You guys need to fix your shit. That's a leadership problem. Everyone pray for Intel. There were a couple of anniversaries in the world of gaming. Halo 2 just turned 20 years old. But more importantly, this is a big one, Half-Life 2's 20th anniversary just rolled around. So Pop's feeling old. Valve released a documentary on the making of the iconic game, as well as putting episodes 1 and 2 in the same launcher. And if you're super nerdy, there's a new developer commentary system. That's fun. With a 24-hour peak of 52,000 players at the time of the writing of this article, that's more people playing Half-Life 2 than at any point since Steam started keeping track of concurrent players. That's all going all the way back to 2008, when I graduated high school. Considering this is a 20-year-old single-player game, impressive. Valve has also been an industry leader with its style of in-game creator commentary tracks accessible at little nodes throughout the levels, and they've released some tracks for in-game commentary as well. These games have like a super sentiment, especially PC gamers, like Half-Life and Half-Life 2, that's like such a staple in PC gaming that, yeah, you're gonna have people just eat this stuff up. That's rad. By far, the biggest piece of news in gaming this week is that the Elden Ring DLC Shadow of the Erdtree? Erdtree. What kind of tree is that? Nominated for Game of the Year. Goodness gracious, how's DLC Game of the Year? This has sparked a bunch of controversy, as you may have assumed in the gaming community, with some saying that this takes away from other standalone games. And I can kind of see where they're coming from here. Can you?
It was a big ass DLC.
It was a big boy?
And it was also apparently very good.
Okay. I mean, if it's good, right? Now we're just getting down to like terminology. Can DLC be game of the year? Would that be a first?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why we're having this discussion, right? We're setting a precedent. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we've all learned a lot today. You know what I've learned? That we need to get in the business of selling AI servers more. Guys, what did you learn? Let us know down below, and make sure you like and subscribe to keep these news segments going, because we love doing this, don't we?
We love it.
I know I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.